This is a song that I wrote about my mother. And like I said, I grew up in a small town in Idaho. And when I was younger, my parents got divorced, and my mom married my stepdad, and they had this kind of, tumultuous marriage. And so I had moved out of the house when I was 14 and not really spoken to my mother for most of high school. And then I was sitting in my history class and when I was a senior, and I get a call on the intercom saying that she had been hit by a train. And so this is the story about, after that and the whole experience.
Wow.
This is called The Train Song. I'd watch that little glass angel swinging from the mirror every morning as I sat in the back. Mama drove that beat-up Blazer through the woods and over those railroad tracks. We didn't get much to eat at home, at school, maybe nothing at all. When you're a kid at 12 years old, you think it's all your fault. Ooh. Mom had lost my dad in her mind and married a crazy man. He beat us with a Bible while preaching survival and waiting for the world to end. In that creepy cold house off the grid by the tracks at the end of the road, we got good at keeping secrets, Mom, and no one wanted to know. Sometimes God sends a whisper, carried in on the rain. And when we don't wanna listen, sometimes God sends a train. Ooh. One morning in high school history class, a chill ran down my back. When they called my name on the intercom, I already knew it was bad. They said her Blazer was in pieces out there on those railroad tracks. As I went to see what was left of her, I wondered, would this bring her back? 'Cause sometimes God sends a whisper, carried in on the rain. And when we don't wanna listen, sometimes God sends a train. Ooh. Ooh. They said she'd never walk again, but that first step she took was straight down to the courthouse. She got rid of his ass for good. One day we got a visitor, it was that train engineer. And he told us kids, well, there must be a good reason your mama's still here. He said, ma'am, I found this on that day, stuck to the front of my train. He handed my mom a glass angel with a broken wing. 'Cause sometimes God sends a whisper, carried in on the rain. And when we don't wanna listen, sometimes God sends a train. Ooh.
Christy and John, that was amazing. Wow. American Young and Taste of Country Nights. Christy, how do you sing that song night after night? You just have to get your place in a mindset?
Well, it took me a little bit. I think I had kind of No, a massively embarrassing moment. We were about 6 months into the single, and we were doing this big showcase in San Francisco, and I couldn't understand why people were liking that song, because I felt like it was just, I mean, when I wrote it, it was kind of just, I didn't think it was going to ever hear the light of day, or anyone was ever going to hear it. So it was kind of my anger and, you know, sadness and grief letter. And I put it down, and we had music, you know, we put music to it, and then I thought, oh, I feel better. That was good, you know, and then to go out and play it in front of people, and they started wanting me to play it at radio stations, which was very confusing, because I just don't understand why people would ever want to hear that. That's my baggage. And so we were at the showcase, and I just lost my cookies. I mean, I started sobbing in the middle of this big show, and I'm just sobbing, and I was like, I need to get this out, just a minute. And you know what? After that, I kind of did my healing in front of everybody. And so now, you know, it was very cathartic and very therapeutic, and I've really repaired so many relationships through this song, and healed a lot with my stepdad, and healed a lot with my mother and my stepsisters, my sister. And, you know, I think writing honestly is can be a terrifying experience, but I definitely, for me, it's the greatest therapy, and it's the only way to live life. So